Welcome to Southern Accent. My name is Crystal and I'll be your hostess. 2009 marks the 25th anniversary of Southern Accent's grand opening. For the uninitiated, here's a brief tour.
My name is Tesavan, and I'm a co-owner and a chef in this restaurant. And I'm going to show you how to make a blackening chicken in a cast iron pan, which is our signature dish. We sell a lot of it. So what we get is the chicken breast, and then we put some of our house-made spices. It's called blackening spice. Have paprika and cayenne and all the herbs in it. And I put it on top of the cast iron pan, which is high heat, and it will seal the chicken spices and make it. And we use some of the clarified butter to make it to higher, so it will get the flame up, do the blackening. Which is doing is to seal the surface so it will keep all the juices and the moist inside and to cook the chicken a little faster. It's hard to do it at home because you need a high BTU to keep the cast iron pan very hot to make it more blackened, which is blackened means it's not burned. It's just, make the spices a little bit, seal it up. So then I'm going to assemble some mashed potatoes in here that we have, which is everything we do here is we make it on house. This is a garlic mashed potato. It's our famous side dish. While chicken is cooking, I'm going to have the bok choy ready. And I'm going to have the chicken be ready, nice and moist. This is the way the final plate will be. It's our blackened chicken. And the top of it is have the lemon burr. That's what is top of the dish. It's a sweet sauce that we put it in. That in the chicken, which is basically lemon burr, is lemon juice and sugar and butter. So it's make the chicken dish finished.
Meet founding owner Francis Wood.
Well, in the first place, we opened the restaurant in the street because it was available, first of all, but it looked like a southern place with the wrought iron and everything. But at that point in time, in '84, I didn't know anything about Cajun and Creole. We opened it to do Southern food. And my partner and I split up about a year later, and that's when I started researching Southern food and researching it to the point of I wanted a specific cuisine. So New Orleans came to mind, and that's how it all started. When I visited New Orleans, the biggest thing that was happening there was the blackening method. Now, it's not necessarily, it's a Cajun dish. It was influenced by Paul Prudhomme, who invented the blackening method. And it was actually a mistake that happened when he was working at Commander's Palace. But it became a stable thing in the cuisine world because, Cajun cuisine, it became stable because it was blackened, it was spicy, and Cajun and Creole, there's two different cuisines here, but Cajun is more spicy, and the blackening method was part of the Cajun cuisine. You had to have jambalaya. Jambalaya is a staple food. It's a pot where everything can be put into jambalaya. So it was something that people would have all the time. Hush puppies became a very staple thing because a lot of times when you're down there in anywhere southern, you'll see hush puppies as part of your main course. So that had to be on the menu. Some of the other items, they became ours because we invented them, like blackened livers. I never saw anywhere in Louisiana, anywhere I visited. They don't seem to eat livers. I don't know what to do with them, but they don't eat them. So that was partly something that was invented by us and became the most popular item on the menu. It changes, the decor changes all the time. Like I'm always buying stuff. I like eclectic things. And some of the things that I would buy would remind me of New Orleans because after many visits, I would see what they had in their restaurants, and I would, when I saw something in a garage sale or something, I would buy it, put it on the wall, and there it goes. Decorations would go up, and they might never come down until they disintegrate, or then I change them, or I find something else to put in their place. It's an evolving thing with the restaurant for me. I'm always changing it. We've been, I guess, awarded with Square Magazine for the best place to take a first date. Joanne Cates gave me a favorable review many times, but one that she couldn't believe I was still around and that I had overcome all the obstacles of people not knowing what Cajun food was. We just did in April, we always do the maple syrup hoedown, and that's with a former partner of mine, Robert Ketchinson. We call him Sugar Bob, and we do this maple festival with Swamperella playing music. People are having a good time. Our Canadian club is our Canadian Club Stars, and we put maple syrup in everything, all the drinks that we do. And we just have a really good time. On the patio, heated. Well, we've done several parties, like theme parties. Mostly it's Cajun parties, where we will have the music, but there's a very important element to New Orleans, and that's psychic readings. They have to be a part of, and I always recommend them in the parties because people not only have fun with it, but it is part of their culture down there. And we would have oyster shucking. We could have a contest with the oyster shucking, and maybe the guy from Oyster Boy will explain what oysters is all about, how to open them properly, and then we give away prizes to people that would be trying to shuck the oysters and who would be the fastest time. There's lots of interactive things that we can do with Cajun parties. We have different rooms, you see, so what we can do is a party of 12, as small as 12. We can do a party of 30. We have a different room for that. It's called the garden room. And there they would have their own room, their own music, their own washrooms, and they could we can customize their menu, whatever they want to do for the evening, and they can have the psychic for 3 hours, their own psychic, and we put them in a special room and they just come and go and have psychic readings every 10 minutes. Now it's just, I think it's a really unique thing to do in Toronto. I don't think there's too many people doing it. The catering where we go out, I use certain venues in the city. One of them is the 424 Club, but I've used several other venues. There's nightclubs on Adelaide in which I go in, and if it's a big corporate party, we would go in and do stations, food stations, and pass around food. And of course with the Cajun theme, I wouldn't deviate too much away from it, although I have done so. But I try not to. And that's what I'm known for, so why change it? When people come through the doors, the first thing they say, what is this? You know, what's happening? There's at the food store here, I have hot sauces that we come up with and that you can buy online. Sometimes it's overpowering for people to come through the door and they just look, they don't know where to look next. But I think once they come through the door and they're greeted by the host and we take them to the different rooms, I think they love it. And they always say, there's one thing they always say, this isn't like being in Toronto. And that's the best compliment I can get. The staff have to be friendly. They have to be knowledgeable, but not overbearing. They should know their stuff, they should know their wines and know the food, definitely. They should know the food. And when a customer's here for the first time, as a host, we let them know this person's here for the first time so that they can spend a little bit extra time in telling them what we're known for. And also, some of our drinks, we make them with fresh lemon, fresh lime. There's not too many places that do that. And we have hurricanes. We have mint juleps. There's not too many places have that. So I like the staff to be knowledgeable but not overbearing, and of course to give good service, French service whenever we can, but of course with our tables the way they are, sometimes the chichi French service is sometimes not possible, but definitely they'll get the service and friendly waiter and fun.